And what is up, everyone? The Vibe Kage here, who is now resting peacefully at home after trying 3 different other what ifs, each one of them failing. And, well, fuck. I tried 2 times, one in the morning and then one slightly after work, to try and get What If Deku was Frame finale, and that didn't work. So hopefully by tomorrow, then I keep on trying, but oh well. Now, I guess you could say, what if Naruto had Chrollo's powers is gonna be, this is attempt 1, so I hope you guys bear with me on this. Now, if you do not know who Chrollo Lucifer is from Hunter x Hunter or Hunter x Hunter, depending on however you want to say it. I know people who say both, which is weird. I just say Hunter x Hunter for easier one. Now, this is, I guess, what you could say, excuse me, where things get kind of interesting, kind of fun, kind of fucked up, but, excuse me, as I was saying, kind of fun, kind of fucked up, but also really interesting in the part where you see Chrollo Lucifer is called Skill Hunter, the Band-Aid's book of stolen techniques. Now, how these works is that there are conditions that he would have to fill out for him to use said abilities. There are also conditions that if, he wanted to use this said stolen ability, he would also have to have that page open. Until much later does he get a way to counteract it by having a bookmark, which lets him have a page open while not actually having the book out. Now, how will this work with Naruto? It's really, really weird. When Naruto is born, there's this weird book that just forms, slightly after he was born. This weird energy forming around Naruto, after the QB chakra was properly sealed away within him, as this aura radiates off of him, and, well, it's kind of weird. The mark that would have been on Chrollo's forehead appears in Naruto's right palm, which looks like a cross, but it's not a cross. And if you don't know what Chrollo Lucifer's forehead looks like, I just say look up a photo. I do not care to look up a photo for you guys, so yeah. Anyway, this is where I guess you could say some things get more interesting, more fun, because in this one, I'm changing a few conditions that he would have to steal said jutsu ability, or so on and so on. Where in this one, yes, he could actually finesse your entire jutsu, all of your abilities. If you have dojutsu, and you would place your hand on the book, your chakra would be finessed out of your body, your dojutsu ability would be taken, and Naruto would have all your information, all your jutsus, and all these other things, ripped, copied perfectly in this book for him just to turn into, and then he could use however he wanted to. Now, how this works in, I guess you could say, Naruto is, and if you heard someone speak, that was Anime King's What If Naruto Created His Village Part 20. I have that saved. If this fails, or if I actually get to finish this one, I'll just watch Anime King video and let this upload, because technically this would be my 3rd upload of the day, because I had 2 videos knocked out this morning, because I wanted to watch What If Naruto was Goro's Reincarnation Part 4, I think, by Rogex. So yeah, that also, Zether released, Part 2 of What If Deku and Koda Were Brothers, and I watched that one at work, and I liked that one too. Now, I'll go with that one. 10 works. Here's where our jutsus get different. You see, Naruto in this one, when he is born, the book is there. It's blank. But what is going to change is how Naruto's conditions are to use someone's jutsu. Now, how this works is Naruto will not be actually able to weave jutsus at all. None. If he wants to use jutsus, he would actually have to open his book, and the page would flip open, and then he could use whatever jutsus that said person would have. He would need a sample of their DNA, blood, hair, spit, skin cells, whatever you want to say. He would then place it on the page as, think of the Jocelyn curse, how, okay, he ingests your blood, he transforms, and now when he's in this seal, whatever damage gets done to him, you feel. Well, we put the blood inside this book, which no one could really explain, especially because no matter where it is, Naruto could conjure it at any location. Someone would try and steal it from Naruto. Naruto could just stick out his hand, and he would glow, and then the book would start to materialize beneath his hand. No matter where it would be, the book would disappear from its one location to reappear only to wherever Naruto wills it to. So yeah, that's kind of fun. You see, this is where things change drastically. Because of this, Naruto struggles to do jutsu so fucking much. He would have this book that was kind of empty. He really didn't know what to do with it. He would kind of still be the dead last of the academy. His chakra control shit. Physical strength, though, that was really weird. Naruto seemingly was twice as strong than his normal counterpart due to his, I don't want to say nen, but his aura. The output is a lot stronger than it would be than our normal Naruto. Because, see, for him to have his book just always out, which he didn't even realize, it's constantly causing his aura to maintain a flow around his body. And he just did it constantly. He just didn't know that he was doing it. When he's asleep, his aura is resting and he can recharge properly, but my bad. Now, one night, Naruto's sleeping. He had cried himself to sleep because it was his birthday. He was beaten by the villagers. And, well, when he opened his eyes, he would be in the sewer. He's holding his book when there's this woman. She's crying. Naruto would hear said crying. He would walk towards it as he would see this woman with long red hair and blue eyes. She would be crying as she's saying, "I can't believe what they're doing to my baby. Oh, you stupid villagers. If I could, I'd crush them with my own hands for hurting my Naruto." Naruto would hear this as, he would say, "Hello?" This woman would turn around and she would see little Naruto. She would be surprised. How are you? As there was a snap. They're in this weird white voided room. There was this man who was just floating. There are these black orbs under him. The woman in red would look around. She does not recognize this man floating up in the air, but what she did recognize is that there was this other guy, another fellow who looked a lot like Naruto, just without the whisker marks. His eyes weren't as blue either. There was actually some distinctive features when it came towards the eyes. His was more of a serious and not as gentle looking as Naruto's. So, Hagoromo would inform that Kushina and Minato, Naruto's abilities are to steal jutsus from the book. What the fuck? Yeah, no. Chrollo's, skill hunter ability in this world would be the jutsu stealer, the jutsu maker, or the jutsu copier, whatever you want to go by. You see, in this one, Hagoromo would explain, it's like a book of ninshu, almost. But at the same time, it has nothing to do with ninshu. See, the chakra that would be flowing into said seals or books of this page... No, not books of this page. Pages in this book. My bad. I switched two words around. Chakra would all be needed to be placed on this book. This book would then absorb and memorize. And one key difference I'm making here, if you die, you do not remove yourself from the book. I don't want to go through that hassle of Naruto losing jutsu and jutsu and jutsu. because that means what I'm about to give him would be pointless because they'd be dead. Sure. Hagoromo would explain that if Minato and Kushina really want to help their son even more, they would give up the remaining chakra that they have and place themselves within the book. There, while their consciousness fades and turns into nothingness, their power would slowly become part with Naruto. All jutsus that they had once had learned and, gone to study and practice would become Naruto's. Naruto would be able to do these jutsus. He would just have to practice them, get better suited to using these jutsus. Now, he would even explain that if Naruto were to gain Gekkei Genkai users, get their blood or their chakra onto these pages, it would also work. He could actually, and this is what surprised Minato and Kuchina, if Naruto wanted to, he could seal, just squadrons of ninja jutsus, from a distance with his book when he gets older, stealing the whole village's jutsu base. They wouldn't be able to do the jutsus that if Naruto were to fully rip out everything. The power would just be added on to him. Think as if this book was a book version of Cell, which I guess that would be the easiest way to explain how, not only do I steal your jutsu, but I steal some of your power. I could steal all of your power, but your jutsus, they don't really affect. The jutsus are multiplied by whatever power Naruto has. So if Naruto wasn't as strong as the person, then yeah, of course Naruto's jutsu looks weaker. But if Naruto was hella stronger than that person, then that jutsu would be hella stronger because of Naruto's chakra. Now, this is where things get more, I guess you could say, sad for Naruto, because Kushina and Minato would agree to abandon this seal, put themselves in the book so Naruto could actually do jutsu. Naruto didn't want to say goodbye to his mom and dad after just meeting them. He was just like, what the fuck? No. I just met you guys. I don't want to lose you guys. I never even had you guys in my life for the first time, and now I'm seeing you. No, my bad. And now this is the first time I'm seeing you, and you guys are already leaving? Please, don't. I don't want to be alone anymore. Ooh, Minato and Kushina would be so sad. This is where Hagoromo would offer Naruto some advice. He tells him his parents have been dead for a long time, and what's in here isn't his actual parents, just like small echoes, small ghosts that over time would have faded into nothingness. Doing this method ensures that whatever they had spent their lives learning would be at your disposal. You would literally be able to read everything that had happened with them because of their chakra. Well, at least up to the chakra that they had gained, So, the day that Naruto was born is the last day of information they would have. So, yeah. Naruto is just kind of sad by this, but reluctantly, he accepts Kushina and Minato becoming pure energy and becoming the first 2 pages of his skill hunter, or Jutsu Hunter, which Naruto now has Flying Raijin, Rasengan, Fireball Jutsu, Earth, Fire, Water, Nature. The only one he doesn't have is Earth Nature Chakra, actually. Right? Yeah, Minato had Wind, Fire, Lightning, and Water. Kushina just had Water, Wind, and I want to say Lightning, but I'm not 100% sure. But I do not care. You see, Naruto now have nature chakras, nature jutsus, Rasengan, Flying Raijin, the Uzumaki chakra chains too. Now, here's where things get more interesting for Naruto. You see, after he had recently gained this new boost in strength, I'm about to blow my nose, so bear with me. Ugh, gross. Anyway, as I was saying, Naruto, he now has jutsus available to his at his dispense. Hagoromo would, then bring Naruto to the cage, break the cage that was sealing Kurama. Kurama would be surprised that Hagoromo's here, and then what surprises him even more, the Shinigami, the god of death, would form and appear as Hagoromo would, give up two truth-seeking orbs to the Shinigami as it takes the chakra, eats it, feels great, as then it spews out and spits out the other half of Kurama, as both Kurama halves are looking at each other before the Sage of Six Paths decides to clap his hands, as then, they just start glowing red, turning into pure chakra, forming and mixing into a regular form Kurama. It would be a similar fusion-esque looking thing to when Tenzan Getsu and Full Hollow Hichigo would do to become the perfect Bankai, or the true Bankai. No, if you know what I mean, quote-unquote true Bankai. Or when, in a layman's terms, when Ichigo wanted to learn the final Getsu Gotencho, when his Bankai Quincy spirit and his Bankai Hollow Shinigami spirit fuse, it's a similar thing. They would break away, then they're combining into the middle as they glow. Kurama is fully formed, fully matured, power 100%. He's looking at the Sage, and he's just like,
"Father, what did you..."
"Kurama, I want you to..." I accidentally pushed play on this video on YouTube, which was not my intention. Hold up. This is Bad Hop Born This Way. And if you know it, this is from Kingan Ashura, the outro, which fucking banger. Now, I want to continue on with this what if. Where was I? Yeah, no. Kurama is told by Hagoromo to watch over Naruto and make sure that he was able to cultivate this new ability. See, right now what he has is not his jutsus, but the jutsus of his mother and father. And, well, Kurama, I'm gonna need you to help this boy be tricky, sneaky, and steal as much as, power from other people. Alright, then. Okay, Dad. You got it. As we time skip, things change drastically from this point on. You see, ever since this day, Naruto has not been the dead last. His knowledge over everything of the Ninja Academy is just astonishing everyone else. Since he can now call back on the memories of both his mother and his father, with perfect clarity, by the way. He has passed every single written test. They try and stop him from, cheating by watching him, but Naruto would pass every single test because he just remembers and knows. But this is where things become more interesting. Without Kurama fucking with his chakra, and then his new heightened chakra control, and then the skills of said training of chakra control from Kushina and Minato, also refined in Naruto. Naruto has leapt forward, just like Minato and Itachi. So much so that they actually want Naruto to graduate early. He was tempted. He really was. But I'm gonna say where he doesn't. And yeah, no. He stays in the Ninja Academy where he would, still go to school, still learn, and, well, I guess you could say one day when someone was... Fuck. I'm tired. Where was I? No, back to the word of as I was saying, one day Naruto, he's, just taking a small nap when someone would try and steal the Skill Hunter book. They're trying to look through the pages because they would always see Naruto just flipping through this book over and over again reading. See, what they don't know is that Naruto's Skill Hunter changes its pages depending on what Naruto wants. He was reading the life story of how Kushina and Minato met because the two, combined their love memories into the book. And, it's just like, okay, Minato's perspective, chapter 1. The next chapter is Kushina's perspective. And then it would be going back and forth. He's reading so on and so on. But if he wants to just read Minato's perspective, then the book would just show Minato's memories as he would read through them. This helped Naruto gain really close to his parents without actually having to meet them. He feels a sense of connection to them that a child wouldn't normally be aware of. Like, he understands shit now. Things are really on the thing for Naruto. Now, this is where things also become kind of interesting. As one day, you have Naruto, he's reading his book, when you would have I'm not gonna lie to you, this person kind of just was curious, since, this is Sensei's student, might as well check up on them. He failed to take the Nine Tails from his mother, so he wants to see what's this about. So, Obito would be watching Naruto from the distance, and what Obito sees surprises the fuck out of him. You see, Naruto would look around, and he doesn't sense anyone right now, so he's okay. As, he claps his hands, focuses. This weird aura, or, just consumes Naruto. Now, if you were a civilian, you would not be able to see. But if you could see or sense chakra at all, you'd be able to see that there's this weird white, pressure, energy, weird looking thing that just oozes and radiates off of Naruto. Now, Naruto would be doing this as he would lift up his palm, as then the energy turns into this black and red aura. It's become really defined. Sure enough, all the aura just flows into his palm. From his palm, it comes up, lifts floating up, and it looks like just red aura in an energy sphere, but then it takes shape as Skill Hunter forms. As Naruto, the pages open, it's fluttering, as Naruto sees it, as the page he was looking for was a jutsu page. So, yeah. Naruto, Obito's still watching all this, so he's just watching with close eyes. As Naruto would stick out his hand, and this blue sphere started to form, ever so small. It was just really, really tiny. Naruto had focused all of his, mind into this, as he remembers how it felt with Minato, and how Minato took all those days to perfect this jutsu. But no, he doesn't need that. He's his father's son. As a tiny little Rasengan, about the size that Boruto would have made, had formed in Naruto's hand, and then quickly just sputtered out. Naruto would fall to a knee. The book would drop as, Naruto's panting. He's tired. As, he tries it again. So he doesn't know, he knows that the book is, away from him, but he keeps on trying to make the Rasengan over and over and over again. Obito had crept up quietly, and he's about to touch Skill Hunter, when Naruto would say, "Hello? There's someone back there." As he would turn, Obito would quickly, body flicker away, as Obito's just like, wait, he was able to sense me? How? As, Naruto would see Skill Hunter, he would grab the book, as, he's saying, well, I guess it's time to go. As Obito's just saying, damn it, that brat. As, Naruto, he goes home, he's in the shower, Obito would spiral in, as, he goes to touch Skill Hunter. He places his hand on the book. Think of the handprint that you see right now. Obito would place his hand over it as, he was trying to touch it to open it. But he came out of his vortex portal, his Kamui. So when he touches said book and chakras on his hand, here's what happens. The book glows red. Naruto feels someone out there touching his book. It's Naruto saying, "Who's out there?" As, he was washing up, so he has to kind of, quickly get the soap and shampoo out of his eyes. But, yeah, Obito's just like, what the fuck? As, he grabs the book and he's just like, coming out of there. He would run out as Naruto with a towel. He's holding a back scrubber. As, saying, who's out there? Ready to fight someone, fuck someone up with it. As he doesn't see anyone. He sees that his skill shares, his skill band. Skill Hunter. Skill Hunter is not the right name. Jutsu Hunter. How about that one? His Jutsu Hunter book is gone. Huh. Well, serves them right, as, Naruto would lift up his hand, and this dark red aura, just like before, when he conjured his book, what happened? Obito was opening the book, and he's trying to see what Naruto was reading. He saw that there were pages and writings in this, but now it's just blank. It was, as then the book starts to glow white. Obito feels his chakra being sucked out of him, as Naruto doesn't know who's holding his book, but what he's doing is, conjuring it and causing it to resonate within him, as now the book's scanning any and all sources of chakra that is being held by it or has any contact with it, as it scans Obito, and it is stealing Obito's chakra. But here's what, for the sake of simplicity, because Obito has the white Zetsu arm, and it had given him access to wood style, if you know where I'm going with this. Yeah. Skill Hunter, or Jutsu Hunter, if you will, would glow red, disappear from Obito's hands, as then he falls to a knee in his Kamui dimension. He's panting heavily as he feels like half of his chakra was just, sucked out through that book, and then the book disappeared. He would activate the Kamui portal and appear just outside of Naruto's window, where he would see Naruto opening his book, and he would read the name. Huh, this is new. Obito Uchiha. Huh. Obito's just like, no. As he was about to, and I do mean about to break in, when he saw someone who he did not want there. Oh, why is he here? This bastard had failed him before. He couldn't protect the one he promised to protect, his Kakashi. He was about to knock on Naruto's door due to some weird, rumors that he had heard. Hinata, who was spying on Naruto, had said that Naruto had made this weird spiraling blue ball in his hand. And, well, it was kind of cool, but she didn't know what it was. Kakashi, who was just reading porn, was like, oh, I'm about to go check this out. Now, Naruto would, he would open the door to see Kakashi, and Skill Hunter completely disappeared. Obito's eyes were, widened under his mask. He's just, where'd the book go? As, when Naruto heard the knocking on the door, when he closed the book also vanished, as, Naruto, he just walks to the door, opens it, sees Kakashi, and, well, this is where things get kind of interesting. Kakashi would ask Naruto about what was this blue sphere they were talking about, and Naruto's just like, no clue, goodbye, close the door in Kakashi's face. Kakashi did not like said answer. He would knock on the door, and, well, for the next 40 minutes, you would have Naruto and Kakashi talking to one another, arguing about, what jutsu is possible, what jutsu is impossible, and how does Naruto is doing abilities that he shouldn't have. What abilities should I not have? Mr. Mask Man, sir. Well, do you have the fourth Hokage's jutsu? Fourth Hokage? But didn't he try to teach his, his three attendees, and they failed, right? Not even all three of them together could make the flying Raijin jutsu. Naruto, he's belittling people, but he knows that they can. Not bad. Fuck. Fuck, gotta stop yawning. I'm gonna pause. Anyway, back to the what if. It got kind of heated with Naruto and Kakashi, because Kakashi's just like, Naruto, how are you using the fourth Hokage's jutsu? I'm not. Okay, we have people saying that you can. How would I know the fourth Hokage? Well, you see, they're like, Naruto, do you know who your father is? Nope. Do you know who your mother is? Nope. You don't have any idea? Nope. Uh-huh. Alright then, Naruto. We see you, Naruto. No, you don't. Now, we actually time skip, with Naruto being the rookie of the year, with only 3 people in his book. Obito, Minato, and Kushina. But this is where things get interesting, since he would be in the number 1 spot. They wanted to change something. What's that something? They wanted Kakashi to be Sasuke's mentor because of the whole emo Sharingan and how Sasuke is a lot like Kakashi Sensei apparently, which I find really weird. Ow. Ah, there we go. Much better. Now, what was I going with this? I just had this too. Hold up. Sorry, I'm starting to feel more and more sick. My bad. Shit. Where I last left off was Naruto having Obito's powers, Minato's and Kushina's, not Danzo, but he's not gonna be in Team 7. Instead, Team 7, which is Sasuke, Sakura, and in this timeline, the dead last, Kiba. Ooh, does that mean he's on a team with Hinata and Shino? No. In fact, the team of Hinata and Shino is with Lee. That's right. I'm changing the guys' team being ahead of them by 1 year. I'm making them all the same. So when I say Rookie 12, it's because, last year they didn't take the tuning exams. It wasn't because they couldn't. It was just because, they weren't there for it. As the team that Naruto is in is Neji, Tenten, Naruto, under. If you're going to say my guy, you're wrong. It's Kurenai. Why Kurenai? Why Kurenai? Why would I want Kurenai? Why would I, might as well rip off everyone else's? Nani? Is that really what he looks like? Oh, fuck. I'm gonna watch it later. Not right now. As Naruto, during his team meeting with Tenten and Neji, here's where something changes. Kurenai would still, introduce yourselves, all this, yada yada. Tenten would say how she wants to be a strong Konoichi like Lady Tsunade. Neji says he wants to, prove his worth and prove that destiny is a bunch of bullshit, because of the Hyuga clan. Fuck Hyuga clan. Naruto would be confused on what's wrong with the Hyuga clan, which Neji would scoff at, saying how little does he know. Naruto would be like, I'm an orphan, bitch. I got no clan. The fuck is you on? Yeah, that's how that was. Now, this is where things come to head. You see, Naruto and Neji would bicker, argue a lot worse than him and Sasuke would, and a lot worse than Lee and Neji would. Now, excuse me. This is where I guess you could say some things are complicated. Because Tenten originally had a crush on Neji, and, well, Neji kinda not giving Tenten the appropriate thing. Tenten would, have unintentionally spent a lot more time with Naruto. And, well, Naruto, he does his best to train with her. He mostly uses 3-prong kunai, which she was surprised. Naruto's just like, I don't know. I just saw him and I liked him. Oh, well, let's work on our not ninja skills, on our ninja tools. Well, I guess you had ninja skills. No, but our ninja tools and combat facing, fighting. Fuck. Anyway, Yeah, no, Naruto and Tenten actually become really good friends. Now, is that a ship? No, I just mean like she's his gal pal, gal best friend, the girlfriend that is platonic. And Naruto decides to trust Tenten with a secret. A secret that, he's saying, if, you know, I tell you this, you can't tell nobody. Okay. Naruto would shut his eyes and then open to reveal the double Kamui-eyed Mangyokyo Sharingan, which surprises Tenten. She's just like, what the? But that's... I can't explain it, but it's the eyes of this man named Obito Uchiha. When I tried to look up his information, I found that it was all blocked and Marcus read. Hold up. Nope, I just tried to pop my neck and the jerking motion just fucking hurt. Nope, that also hurt too. Anyway, the video, back to the what if. As, the two are pretty much platonic best friends, and, well, Naruto actually shows Tenten the Sharingan eyes and explains that, well, one day it just kind of happened. Someone had broken into my house to grab this book. Well, what's up with this book? It's how I have the Sharingan. What do you mean? The person who broke into my house had to have the Sharingan because they touched my book, and now I have the Sharingan. How does that even work? My book steals and absorbs some of their chakra, and then this book is connected to me. So, since I have their chakra, and I can kind of use their jutsus, even Gekke Genkais and dojutsus. But that means if I get Neji to touch my book, I would have the Byakugan, and I'd be able to use the 8 trigrams, and all that good noise, the gentle fist, everything. Wow! As Naruto saying, I'm sure you've heard about the 4th Hokage, right? Yeah, we learned about him in... He pulls out the 3-pronged kunai with some writing on it. As, he chucked it, like, far as fuck, She saw that Naruto just threw it, and she's just like, what the... Naruto, why would you throw that kunai? He grabs her hand. She blushes at this because she was not expecting Naruto to do this. But, boom, teleport, catches the kunai. In one hand, as the other hand is still holding Tenten. They would land, and Tenten's just like, that was... He would then show her the book. And, she was afraid to touch it until Naruto saying, no. Unless I want your jutsu, it won't absorb your chakra. Go ahead. She would see the 3 pages that are filled, which show Minato Namikaze, Kushino Uzumaki, and this Obito Uchiha. She would be confused on why Naruto has Obito, not Obito, but the 4th Hokages. He then would, explain how he has the 9 tails inside of him and all this good jazz. You see, Naruto thought he was safe. That he was just not complaining, but opening up and telling Tenten everything, which he did. But there was someone who... She had casted a genjutsu so they can see her, but she was just there watching. But she was surprised to think her student was this... Well, she knew her student was the son of, the 4th Hokage, but for him to use the Flying Raijin and the Rasengan to have his mother's jutsu, she was so close to leaving and about to tell Hiruzen about, hey, Naruto has his dad's and mom's techniques, and then some other guy named Obito Uchiha. That's impossible, though. Well, that never got to happen. See, because Naruto would, with the very faintest, impulse of Kurama, would tell him to throw the 3-pronged kunai in a certain direction, which he did, and it was really fast. His hand just kind of moved on its own fast. Like he was just had a blank expression. He had shown no signs that he had found out someone was listening in on his conversation. He just threw the kunai. It would appear right next to Kurenai's head. 3-pronged kunai stabs right next to Kurenai's head, as Naruto would appear not face palming, but grabbing Kurenai by the face. And this is what was really weird. when she went to grab Naruto's hands to, rip him off and throw him away, something had appeared that very instant, and that was the book. The book had appeared right as Kurenai went to go grab Naruto. In fact, what had surprised Naruto is that the book seemingly switched places with him on his own. So when Kurenai grabbed the book, it instantly absorbed her chakra, and a fourth page was added on. Kurenai would then be pulled somewhere that she didn't know, as she would see Kurama. Kurama in the mindscape of Naruto would tell Kurenai that she has absolutely no right to tell anyone about Naruto's ability. And until he gets a better, handle on it, hush. As Kurama's eyes then spin, which she was confused at until she realized she was put under a genjutsu by Obito's Sharingan eyes. Wait, Kurama's using Obito's eyes? Well, Kurama has access to Naruto's chakra, and Naruto's chakra is hooked up to the book. So, yeah, technically, yes. Hey, that's funny. So, when Kurenai Sensei comes to from her nap, Naruto's just like, I'm sorry, Kurenai Sensei, I really didn't know what happened. Kurenai would tell Naruto it's okay, it's their secret since he was originally telling Tenten. She kind of heard out, and, well, this is very interesting, and, well, this is something that they're going to have to tell Lord Third Hokage, and Naruto's just like, please don't. I never said when, Naruto. Wait, what? Against my better judgment, I will let you keep this secret until you're a Chunin. Wait, what? That's when you'll be put on missions on yourself or lead other squads. That point, I don't think you could avoid not using your powers. Can you use your powers with that book being closed or not being activated? Naruto would actually say yes, as this is what surprises her. Naruto would explain how if he wants to, he creates the book. And then what surprises her is that he would place his hand on the outside of the book, lift it up, well, not lift it up, but then go as if he was pinching something, and draw as in, drawing a card, draw monster card, as, he would pull out this bookmark? That's weird. He would then place bookmark on page, and then, lo and behold, he can close the book, make the book disappear, and he would still be able to use access to the jutsu on whoever's page that would be. He currently just has it on Kuchina because Uzumaki makes it easier. He would have to willingly change it to Minato or Obito, or now you too, Kurenai. As Kurenai would blush a little bit knowing that she's in his book. She's just like, Naruto, I didn't know you thought my skills were so strong. He would say it was an accident, but I promised to learn your genjutsus really well. Kurenai would be like, oh, you weren't trying to take my jutsus. Oh. Naruto would feel bad, so he offers to train her against Sharingan users. Since he shows her his Sharingan, he straight up says the name of the Uchiha, which she's just like, Naruto, that's impossible. But I mean, how else would I have the eyes? Naruto, that's impossible because that would have been Kakashi Hatake's friend who died a long time ago in a mission. His name is in the Monument Stone. Well, I'm letting you know now that my book kinda... He does feel bad, as, he was reading Obito's life, so he does know about Kakashi Sensei and all them, as he would go to the page that shows Obito waking up in the hands of Madara Uchiha. And that was where he last was reading. Now, Kurenai at this point could not let this part go. She's saying, we have to tell Lord Third that Obito Uchiha is alive. We have to tell Kakashi that his friend's alive. We have to tell him that he was found by Madara Uchiha. We have to tell him, we gotta let them... I can't. Why? I'm not done with my story yet. Naruto, that makes no sense. Well, to you, yeah, but to me, I need to know. What do you mean? I'm barely halfway done with his part. His story. Wait, Naruto, You're saying that he's lived on for 16 more years? Not 16 more years, 13 more years? Naruto would nod as he's saying, yeah, there's a lot of information that I've yet to get to. He has a lot of jutsus. He would show off as he's saying, I didn't even know Uchihas could use wood style. What? You see, there is someone who's already doing that, and that was, I believe it was it Anime Sage? I don't think it was Anime Sage. Was it Anime Sage? Or was it Anime Junkie? I'm back. Now, this is where I guess you could say things get complicated. Why complicated? How complicated? Well, Kurenai is just like Naruto. What you're holding, like information-wise, is very critical. If that man is alive, as you're claiming, then Kakashi deserves, because that means his best friend is still alive. But there's a reason why he wouldn't be here. What do you mean? That's what I need to find out. There's something missing. What do you mean? There has to be something that happens, or some things that happened to him that kept him from coming back to the village, and why he's still not back. I'm about to sneeze in 3, 2, achoo! Ow! My lungs. Ah, fuck, that hurt. You see, in this one, when Naruto explains to Kurenai that, and yes, that sneeze did hurt, and I blew my nose. Naruto's explaining to Kurenai, if Obito's not back in the village, something happened. He has a couple years to read, give him a few days. Once he gets to the end, or caught up to where Obito last touched his book, he can then tell heroes and everything. They would then explain everything with the Sharingan Eye too. But here's where something I'm gonna just say, in case you guys are wondering, would his eyes link up with Kakashi and Obito's? No. Absolutely not. And I don't plan on making it that way. But this is also how I can kinda have it where he has every single dojutsu Sharingan ability without actually stealing it, but still stealing it. So yeah. Hey, now Naruto is practicing his Kamui abilities when excuse me, he would sense Obito's chakra, and Obito would have seen Naruto using or attempting to use Kamui. So when he appears in front of Naruto ready to fight Naruto, Naruto would ask Obito, why hasn't he returned to Kakashi yet? Excuse me. Obito would look with just in awe that Naruto knows who he is. He pulls out his book. Obito scowls at the book and narrows his eyes at Naruto, as Naruto saying, your life, every single thing you've ever done and experienced to the moment you touch my book, all that information, all of your jutsu, as that he, shows him the Mangyukyo Sharingan. He's saying, I've been able to read it and learn it and do your jutsus. Use your Sharingan Eye's abilities. And I gotta say, it's really powerful, but you can't blame Kakashi Hatake for killing Rin. What did you say, you little bastard? As Naruto would instantly have the Chidori ready. Obito's eyes are just like, wait, did you? As Naruto's saying, page 5, Kakashi Hatake. And if you want, I'll let you read that moment. The moment he saw before the moment he saw when he had stabbed Rin. The moment he had lived after Rin's death, after your death, when he had lost everyone. You weren't the only one who was broken and sad, Obito. And if you're thinking I'm going to let you take your revenge on the Hidden Leaf, like you did when you summoned Kurama, took over his mind and made him wreck shit, you have another thing coming. Not only did I copy your Mangekyo Sharingan abilities, I'm immune. And now so is Kurama. Obito, not saying anything, he's just like, you bastard. He looks at Naruto and saying, have you told Kakashi? No. He doesn't even know that I had copied his jutsus. Huh. Interesting. How come you haven't told him? Because I still don't know why you're like this. Ever since I stopped reading, the moment you saw Kakashi stab Rin. After that, I had to know what Kakashi saw. I had to get Kakashi's information, Kakashi's perspective. I had to learn what it was that I was seeing through Kakashi, through his memories. And Rin grabbed him. Not grabbed him, but Rin jumped in front of that lightning blade. You do not know, and neither does Kakashi, but it was very faint. Faint enough where, since I was experiencing the memory, I could hear it. I could focus and look at it over and over again. Oh yeah, and what's that? The mist had sealed the Three Tails within her, and they were going to use her like a Trojan horse to destroy the hidden leaf. And after that, they were just going to kill her and be done with it. Obito would, narrow his eyes at Naruto as he's saying, you have no proof, and you have no proof either. I mean, I saw them, I saw Kakashi stab Rin. No, you walked in on Rin's already pierced by Kakashi. You did not see Kakashi trying to save Rin with that move, only for Rin to get in front of that attack. This would lead into a very heated argument. Obito would be like, there's no way you would be able to beat me, as, Naruto was saying, you who only has one of your dojutsu eyes, one of your original Kamui, could never understand its true capability. As, what surprises Obito is that this aura, this dark red aura, manifested around Naruto, as these rib-like features emanated around his body, and an arm had reached out at high speeds. It threw weird-looking shuriken. And yes, I know I'm saying red because of the grimoire, so yeah. You see, these weird shurikens, there's only like 3 cutting motions to them, but he would move out of them, and what surprised him is, he realized that's a Susanoo arm. He's using the Susanoo! Obito's not too thrilled that Naruto's doing this, but there's more to it, as he would see the shurikens that Naruto had thrown, and they actually rip apart and cut the space itself, teleporting things that he didn't know was possible. He's just like, well, I can't be cut by those, even if I use Kamui, because that would still hurt, wouldn't it? Naruto would nod and saying, there's nothing in this dimension I won't be able to cut now. As, because I can. Naruto's not grimoire, but Jutsu Hunter opens up. The page where Kakashi is with a bookmark. As, Naruto, the page turns by 2. So Kurenai's page stacks over Kakashi's, and then it shows Obito's. As Naruto's eyes morph into the Mangekyo Sharingan, as the lightning around his hand turns black. Naruto's just like, and behold this! Kamui Raikiri! As Obito's eyes widen, as he's saying, no! He's combining my jutsu with Kakashi's? As, Naruto's saying, that's not the only thing you fail to realize. Huh? As, lightning piercing through Obito's lung as he spat out blood. He's just like, how did he, as, he would see a glowing mark on his body, as he's saying, that's the flying Raijins. As, Naruto's saying, yeah, my dad marked you a long time ago, and his jutsu formula never fades away. And since I have some of his chakra, I can access his seals and make my own. Obito would spit out some blood as, his lung is destroyed. It was completely ripped out of his respiratory system and then teleported away into a different dimension. Yeah, that was painful for him. Now, Obito was spitting out blood, coughing. He backs away. He's trying to teleport himself into the Kamui world, but it's not working. Naruto says to look again, as Obito can't feel his chakra, so the fact that the Senju DNA is not working is probably not a good idea, or not a good thing. But he looks to see that there is a tag, a suppressant seal tag. What the? You brat! How did you learn about sealing? As Naruto saying, my mom was an Uzumaki. As then chains sprout out of Naruto's back, rushing towards Obito. Obito was able to rip off the tag, relatively easy, with just brute physical force, but it will take him a few minutes, or a minute before the chakra returns to his body properly. So he's just dodging, weaving, avoiding these chains as they would stab into the ground and then bust out. When one chain pierces into the ground, 3 chains would sprout out. It's hellacious, as it looks like a fucking cage, an asylum of chains, a warehouse of just pain, going everywhere through this forest and village. Not village, but outside the village, as a dome of chains would soon appear. Obito, who had just barely gained the chakra back in his eyes, would be able to open the Kamui dimension and teleport himself, freeing himself from Naruto right as Naruto's chains, reach their limit, and he has to undo the magic, not the magic, but the jutsu before he suffers chakra exhaustion. So, the chains go down. Naruto would fall to a knee. Kurenai, Tenten, and Neji would rush towards Naruto, sensing the massive flood of chakra radiating off of him. Now, there was one other person who was watching this in his office through his crystal ball, and that was Hiruzen. Hiruzen, who, his pipe had hit the floor as he saw Naruto using abilities that aren't related to him, like the Sharingan. He was using the Chidori. He was using Uzumaki chains, which he thought he wouldn't be able to use because he was half Uzumaki. He's skeptical about that. But the Flying Raijin Jutsu. Well, Anbu, go get me Kurenai and Naruto real quick. He would nod as they would disappear. Not they would disappear, but he would go get that. He would then go get them as Naruto. He collapses. He's about to, completely pass out from chakra exhaustion. As Kurenai would, give him a soldier pill, a chakra replenishing pill, if you will. His body would, not really need it. He would have had to take a 5-minute nap and he would have been good. But, hey, he won't pass out, but he's just really tired. He yawns as, he looks at Kurenai. And what he does next surprises Kurenai as, he goes up to her. She's just like, Naruto, are you okay? She's kneeling down. Naruto just falls into her arms and just nuzzles his head in between her neck and shoulders. Naruto wraps his arms around her as he's saying, sorry, Sensei. I'm just gonna go to sleep for a little bit. As Kurenai is blushing the fact that Naruto's snuggling her right now. Neji and Tenten are just like, hey, about this. Do you want us to leave? I'm not doing anything with him. Don't you dare. No, don't you dare spread those rumors. As Naruto, he's just sleeping peacefully in Kurenai's arms. The Anbu would not grab, but appear to tell Kurenai that, hey, Hiruzen wants to speak to you and Naruto. Body flicker away. It kind of got funny. I'll pick up with that as I still have to watch Anime King's 2 videos of What If Naruto Created His Own Village Part 2 and What If Naruto Had the Sharingan and Byakugan Mix Part 28. So, sayonara. I hope you guys enjoyed this What If Naruto Had Chrollo's abilities. I am planning to give him either 2 out of the 3 Sanin. So, I'll make a poll and I hope you guys vote. Triple upload of the day. So yeah, Tomorrow will be heavy upload day, so prepare for that. No new uploads tomorrow. It'll all be continuation uploads. As we'll get to that when we get to that. But until then, peace out, everyone. Vibe Kage signing off. See you tomorrow.